Hello, this is a Hall of Fame film from the European server. It's Sand River Standard Mode from the East spawn, sebastianpotachka, back in his Luchs. Told you there's going to be, get ready, there's going to be a lot of Luchs and 38 NA battles coming in, and we'll mix in some VK2801s as well. There are 3 enemy scouts, and he has 3 enemy artillery, 2 on his team because they have bigger artillery. And then there's no mediums on the enemy team, just a bunch of heavies and TDs rounding out the battle. So with the exception of their lights, they're extremely immobile. Whereas his team has 3 mediums to help the lights out. They have a lot more mobility and ability to move around the map. So they, I would think, have the advantage because this is a great map to flank and spot and snipe from. So you think going in, the advantage to Sebastian's team, even beyond the advantage he kind of gives him just from being on the team. So he's going to play the Sand River Assault defense route here. He has an M5 with him. It's cool because a lot of opposing teams don't really play to counter this, although sometimes their heavies will come. Sometimes their heavies start and come right down here and try to do the same thing, in which case they kind of knock you out of here. But this is a real good initial move to spot the southern half of the map. And if you want to spot the northern half, you move up on the side of this sand dune right here, and you can spot all the people up here and up here. But lately a lot of teams seem to be going to the south, so this may be a stronger opener in terms of spotting and sniping. Goodbye M5, you can't sit in the open and shoot at people. This is actually a somewhat strange battle for sebastianpotachka in the Luchs because his spotting damage is going to be far greater than his actual damage, which isn't his normal way of playing, but he's on a great map for spotting, so that's what he's doing. Besides playing to the tank's strengths, you have to play the map that you have. And when you have a map that says spot, 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 you're crazy if you don't. And when you're in a small scout, they can hide pretty much anywhere. And see the heavies come down the middle, so he moves off just enough to where they aren't going to proxy spot him. And he's still able to give a lot of spots to his team. There's a Chaffee coming in from the north. So he fires off one clip and he has to move because he's spotted when he does it. There's a ARL 44 looking to die behind him. I don't know if he'll go after him or not, because there's another heavy that can one-shot him if he misses up. If he misses the guy. Tiger P over here. He thinks he has a safe opportunity fire on him, so he's going to duck down and just try to put one in the back of him. There you go. Got to be careful that Tiger one way over there. If he has the ability to snipe you, that's not a good thing. So, but when he pulls in to take a shot at the Tiger P down here, I don't think that distant Tiger can really get a shot on him. It's only when he backs up it's there. They're starting to ROFL stomp him here. And to even make their lack of agility worse, 3 of their biggest tanks went down here in the center depression, where they have even less ability to maneuver. So it's like, hey, let's take the weakness of our team and make it even weaker. Not very smart play. Ouch. big hit from the Jackson. He's banking on the fact that Tiger's looking the other way, and he can circle a Tiger all day. That's a mismatch in terms of mobility. Oh man, he got a fire, and then another person hit him and the fire took the guy out. That was a quicker kill than he thought he was going to get. Now there's only 2 tanks left. Jackson's about to go. He gets to pay the Jackson back for shooting him. Goodbye, Jackson. Don't shoot me next time. 304 is probably in the back corner over here. He's a dangerous little thing to come in on because he is very mobile and has a decent reload and is a somewhat accurate weapon. But where is he? There he is. There he isn't. And sebastianpotachka gets the perfect ending where he's on cap. Gets a few little bonus thingies for that. He ends up 999 points of damage, 2 kills, 38 of 50 shooting at 76%, got 3,676 spotting damage in 11 spots. And because he didn't fire a lot, he ends up earning 31,900 credits. He got 4 cap points because he was on the cap circle when the game ended. 2,238 XP and survived the fight, got a patrol duty and a scout award for sitting up there and lighting up half the enemy team for about half the battle there. And then he also got Demolition Expert, Arsonist, Fire for Effect, and Bruiser mini medals, and he ends up with a battle score of 2,313, which puts this battle in 12th place on the Luchs list, and it's starting to fill up. I think the Luchs and the PZ-30NA are going to be the first 2 tanks to reach 25 missions. And if you don't know, if you didn't watch the original Hall of Fame, what happens then is if you have a tank get up to 25 missions in the Hall of Fame, at that point the qualifying score posted on the website no longer applies as such. You have to then meet the qualifying score and have your battle score be higher than the 25th place mission, and if that's the case, then you move into the Hall of Fame and the 25th place mission drops off. They'll remain on the YouTube site, but they'll drop off the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is just going to be the top 25 battles that have been submitted for every scout. So we'll see that unwind as at the rate we're going, it's going to be pretty fast. I mean, we just had like 5 for each of these tanks in 3 days, so these 2 tanks especially are going to fill up fast unless people get tired of kicking ass in them, which I don't think will happen. So he went up here, ran through down here, came up the ramp and sat here and spotted, and as you can see, it's great for spotting in this area. You'll also see if the enemy comes up through here. In this case they didn't. And like I said, if you want to spot the south part of the map, go here. If you're more concerned with the north end of the map, then you go up here, and that lets you see this area. And as the game's going right now, this ramp down here in what is it, G6, G5 is probably the more effective of the 2 places. The only thing you really have to watch out for is if the enemy runs tanks down through this center depression, then they will force you to move. And when the heavies came down, he didn't have to move much because he's a small tank, and these little bushes here can still conceal him. He just sidestepped them, let them go by so they wouldn't proxy him, and he kept spotting and firing. And because of that, he ends up with a ton of spotting damage. From Sand River Standard Mode, East Spawn, playing the ramp and spotting for his team. sebastianpotachka, happy hunting.